Hosea, or Hosea chapter 1. The word of Yehovah that came to Hosea son of Beeri in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, sovereigns of Yehudah, and in the days of Jeroboam, son of Joash, sovereign of Israel. The beginning of the word of Yehovah with Hosea. And Yehovah said to Hosea, Go, take yourself a woman of whoring and children of whoring, for the land has utterly whored away from Yehovah. So he went and took Gomer, daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. And Yehovah said to him, Call his name Yisrael, for in a little while I shall revenge the bloodshed of Yisrael on the house of Jehu, and put an end to the reign of the house of Israel. And it shall be in that day I shall break the bow of Israel in the valley of Yisrael. And she conceived again and bore a daughter. And he said to him, Call her name Lo Ruhamah, for no longer do I have compassion on the house of Israel, so as to forgive them at all. But I shall have compassion on the house of Yehudah, and save them by Yehovah their Elohim, and not save them by bow or by sword or battle, by horses or horsemen. And she weaned Lo Ruhamah, and conceived and bore a son. Then he said, Call his name Lo Ami, for you are not my people, and I am not for you. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which is not measured or counted. And it shall be in the place where it was said to them, You are not my people, that they shall be called, You are the sons of the living El. And the children of Yehudah and the children of Israel shall be gathered together, and appoint for themselves one head, and shall come up out of the earth, for great is the day of Israel. Chapter 2. Say to your brothers, O my people, and to your sisters, O compassioned one, strive with your mother, strive, for she is not my wife, nor am I her husband. Let her put away her whorings from her face, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and shall set her up as on the day she was born, and shall make her like a wilderness, and shall set her like a dry land, and shall put her to death with thirst. And I shall not have compassion on her children, for they are the children of whorings, for their mother has whored. She who conceived them has acted shamelessly, for she said, I go after my lovers, who give me my bread and my water, my wool and my linen, my oil and my drink. Therefore, see, I'm hedging up your way with thorns, and I shall wall her in, so that she does not find her paths. And she shall pursue her lovers, but not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but not find them. Then she shall say, Let me go and return to my first husband, for then it was better for me than now. And she did not acknowledge that I gave her grain and new wine and oil, and increased her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore I shall turn back, and shall take my grain in its time, and my new wine in its appointed time, and I shall take away my wool and my linen, covering her nakedness. And now I shall uncover her shame before the eyes of her lovers, and no one shall deliver her from my hand. And I shall cause all her rejoicing, her festivals, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, even all her appointed times, to cease, and lay waste her vines and her fig trees, of which she has said, These are my harlot fees, that my lovers have given me. And I shall make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. And I shall punish her for the days of the Baals, to which she burned incense, and adorned herself with her rings and jewelry, and went after her lovers, and forgot me, declares Yehovah. Therefore, see, I am alluring her, and shall lead her into the wilderness, and shall speak to her heart, and give to her vineyards from there, and the valley of Achor as a door of expectation. And there she shall respond as in the days of her youth, as in the day when she came up from the land of Mitzrayim. And it shall be in that day, declares Yehovah, that you call me my husband, and no longer call me my Baal. And I shall remove the names of the Baals from her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day I shall make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the birds of the heavens, and with the creeping creatures of the ground, when bow and sword and battle I break from the earth. And I shall make them lie down in safety. And I shall take you as a bride unto me forever, and take you as a bride unto me in righteousness, and in right ruling, and in loving commitment and compassion. And I shall take you as a bride unto me in trustworthiness, and you shall know Yehovah. And it shall be in that day that I answer, declares Yehovah, that I answer the heavens, and they answer the earth, and the earth answer the grain, and the new wine, and the oil, and they answer Yisrael. And I shall sow her for myself in the earth, and I shall have compassion on her who had not obtained compassion. And I shall say to those who were not my people, you are my people, while they say my Elohim. Chapter 3. Then Yehovah said to me, go again. Love a woman loved by a friend and an adulteress, according to the love of Yehovah for the children of Israel, though they are turning to other mighty ones and love the raisin cakes. So I bought her for myself for 15 pieces of silver and 1.5 homers of barley. And I said to her, you are to remain with me many days. You are not to whore, nor become any man's, and so I shall also be towards you. For many days the children of Israel are to remain without sovereign, and without prince, and without slaughtering, and without pillar, and without shoulder garment or house idols. Afterward the children of Israel shall return and seek Yehovah their Elohim, and David their sovereign, and fear Yehovah and his goodness in the latter days. Chapter 4. Hear the word of Yehovah, you children of Israel, for Yehovah has a case against the inhabitants of the land. For there is no truth or loving commitment or knowledge of Elohim in the land. Swearing and lying and murdering and stealing and committing adultery have increased. And bloodshed follows bloodshed. Therefore the land mourns, and everyone living there languishes with the beasts of the field and the birds of the heavens, and the fish of the sea are taken away. However, let no one strive or reprove another, for your people are like those striving with a priest. And you shall stumble in the day, and the prophet shall also stumble with you in the night, and I shall make your mother perish. My people have perished for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I reject you from being priest for me. Since you have forgotten the Torah of your Elohim, I also forget your children. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. My esteem they have exchanged into shame. They eat the sin of my people and lift up their desire to their crookedness. And it shall be like people, like priest, and I shall punish them for their ways and reward them for their deeds. And they shall eat but not be satisfied. They shall whore but not increase, for they've stopped obeying Yehovah. Whoring and wine and new wine enslave the heart. My people ask from their wood, and their staff declares to them. For a spirit of whorings has led them astray, and they went whoring from under their Elohim. And they slaughter on the mountaintops and burn incense on the hills under oak and poplars and terebinth, because its shade is good. Therefore, your daughters commit whoring, and your brides commit adultery. I would not punish your daughters when they commit whoring, nor your brides when they commit adultery, for the men themselves go aside with whores and slaughter with cult prostitutes. The people that do not understand are thrust down. Though you are a whore, Israel, let not Yehuda become guilty. Do not come up to Gilgal, nor go up to Beth Awen, nor swear an oath, saying, As Yehovah lives. For Israel is stubborn, like a stubborn calf. Would Yehovah now feed them like a lamb in a broad place? Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. Their drink is sour. They've whored continually. Her rulers wildly loved shame. A wind has bound her up in its wings, and they are ashamed because of their slaughterings. Chapter 5. Hear this, O priests, and listen, O house of Israel. Give ear, O house of the sovereign, for the judgment is for you. For you've been a snare to Mitzpah and a net spread on Tabor. And revolters have gone deep in slaying, and I reprove them all. I have known Ephraim, and Israel has not been hidden from me. For now, O Ephraim, you've whored. Israel is defiled. Their deeds do not allow them to turn back to their Elohim, for the spirit of whorings is among them, and they do not know Yehovah. And the excellency of Israel shall witness to his face, and Israel and Ephraim stumble in their crookedness. Yehuda shall also stumble with them. With their flocks and herds they go to seek Yehovah, but they do not find him. He's withdrawn from them. They've acted treacherously against Yehovah, for they've brought forth strange children. Now a new moon shall devour them with their portions. Blow a shofar in Gibah, the trumpet in Ramah. Shout, O Beth Awen, behind you, O Benjamin. Ephraim is laid waste in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel I shall make known what is certain. The chiefs of Yehuda shall be like those who remove a border. On them I pour out my wrath like water. Ephraim is oppressed, crushed in judgment, because he walked after the command when it pleased him. So I am to Ephraim like a moth, and to the house of Yehuda like rottenness. When Ephraim saw his sickness, and Yehuda saw his wound, then Ephraim went to Asher and sent to sovereign Yareb. But he's unable to heal you or to remove the wound from you. For I am like a lion to Ephraim, and like a young lion to the house of Yehudah. I myself tear them and go. I deliver them away, and there is no one to deliver. I shall go, I shall return to my place until they confess their guilt and seek my face. In their distress, diligently searched for me and say, chapter 6, come and let us turn back to Yehovah. For he has torn, but he does heal us. He is stricken, but he binds up. After 2 days he shall revive us. On the 3rd day he shall raise us up, so that we live before him. So let us know, let us pursue to know Yehovah. His going forth is as certain as the morning, and he comes to us like the rain, like the latter rain watering the earth. Ephraim, what would I do with you? Yehudah, what would I do with you? For your loving commitment is like a morning cloud, and like the early dew, it goes away. Therefore, I have hewn them by the prophets. I have killed them by the words of my mouth, and my right rulings break forth as the light. For I delight in the loving commitment and not slaughtering, and in the knowledge of Elohim more than ascending offerings. But like Adam, they transgressed the covenant. There they acted treacherously against me. Gilad is a city of workers of wickedness, tracked up with blood. And as bands of robbers lie in wait for a man, so the company of priests murder on the way to Shechem, for they've done wickedness. I've seen a horrible matter in the house of Israel. The whoring of Ephraim is there, Israel is defiled. Also, a harvest is appointed for you, O Yehudah, when I turn back the captivity of my people. And chapter 7. Whenever I would heal Israel, then the crookedness of Ephraim is uncovered and the evil deeds of Shomeron. For they've wrought falsehood, and a thief comes in, a band of robbers raids outside, and they do not say to their hearts that I remember all their evil. Now their own deeds have surrounded them. They've been before me. With their evil, they make a sovereign glad, and rulers with their lies. All of them are adulterers, as an oven heated by a baker who ceases stirring the fire after kneading the dough until it is leavened. And the day of our sovereign rulers becomes sick, inflamed with wine. He extended his hand with scoffers. For they've drawn near, their heart is like an oven. While they lie in wait all night, their baker sleeps. In the morning it burns like a flaming fire. All of them are as hot as an oven, and they consumed their rulers. All their sovereigns have fallen. Not one among them calls on me. Ephraim mixes himself among the peoples. Ephraim has become a cake unturned. Strangers have devoured his strength, but he does not know it. Gray hairs are also sprinkled on him, and he does not know it. And the excellency of Israel did witness to his face, but they did not return to Yehovah their Elohim, nor did they seek him for all this. And Ephraim has become a simple dove without heart. And they've called on Mitzrayim, they've gone to Asher. When they go, I spread my net over them. I bring them down like the birds of the heavens. I chastise them as their congregation has heard. Woe to them, for they've strayed from me. Destruction to them, because they've transgressed against me. And I myself have ransomed them. Yet they've spoken falsehoods against me, and did not cry out to me with their heart when they wailed upon their beds. For grain and new wine they assemble themselves. They turn away from me. And I instructed, I strengthened their arms, but they plot evil against me. They return, but not above. They've been like a slack bow. Their rulers fall by the sword for the cursing of their tongue. This is the scorn in the land of Mitzrayim,